who is part of our family on World Autism Awareness Day. We're going to showcase his superpowers today. Madden Orlovsky is here. Dan, we're going to celebrate anybody who's touched by autism, and Madden has created all of the artwork in our studio for today.
Yeah, I mean, Madden, last year was the first year, obviously, that we did this, and it was a very cool moment. And Madden's been working hard at new drawings and a little bit of remakings, and this is him 15 minutes ago walking in and seeing all of his drawings all over the studio. There's so many individual characters. Obviously, that's Albert Einstein with the tongue out. I think there's some Dude Perfect guys, as always, individual characters and buddies. I think he's got logos of every team in the NFL. He drew the NFL logo for every team as well.
And Madden's going to be drawing for us throughout the show.
Yeah,
we'll be checking in with him. We have some special surprises. Dan, before we get going here, what does it mean to you as a dad to watch him enjoy this?
Yeah, I mean, obviously last year was a very emotional day. And we talked about it last year. I talked about it last year where it was probably the first time that I had witnessed him kind of stepping out of the, label and thriving under, his own rules, and him being on full display, and that was why there was such emotion. And I think now even more, like watching him even in the first couple minutes, I think it's what I love about it, and I'm trying not to get emotional about it, is what I love about it is it's his thing. It's his, we work in sports, so kids have their own, I'm great at this sport or that sport, but this is his, and it's, I'm so thankful that ESPN and you guys let me be a part of it. Gosh, I'm 4 minutes into the show. And he's just a special, special human.
He really is. By the way, Dan, it's okay to be emotional about this. It's really cool.
At least I made it to the end of the show last year.
We're all emotional right along with you. And I know Tiffany and the rest of your family's watching at home. There's even some watch parties right now for this. So, Madden, that's just how special you are.
I mean, this is unsolicited right now. He does this at our house nonstop. It's unsolicited. I have no idea where it comes from. He just goes, and it's his favorite. It's when he's probably at his happiest.
Madden, what are you drawing right now?
Let's draw and watch ESPN.
I love it. We're going to keep checking back in. Oh, go ahead.
Who's that? Okay, so
me.
That's you, Madden.
Mario.
The Mario movie is out this week.
Yep. And
Luigi. Amazing, dude. Good job, pal.
Again, we'll see what else he draws. That brain is incredible. We're going to get to some breaking news today, and we have Adam Schefter joining us as well for that. Adam, this involves Kirk Cousins, as you see Madden's artwork all over the breaking news slate there. What can you tell us about Kirk Cousins today, Adam?
Well, Laura, first of all, shout out to Madden Orlovsky for just doing a tremendous job. Love having him in studio, and he should be very proud he's doing an awesome job. As for Kirk Cousins, gets done a one-year deal today with the Las Vegas Raiders worth $20 million. The Raiders will pay him a $10 million roster bonus next year. They'll pay him $1.3 million this year. The Falcons will pay him $8.7 million. That gets us to $20 million fully guaranteed for this year. Now, it's a 5-year contract. We won't get to that. It will not happen. It'll be the 1-year, $20 million deal, but it will mark the 11th straight year that Kirk Cousins has had his contract fully guaranteed. It will move him into second all-time in money made as an NFL player, behind only, I think at this point in time, Aaron Rodgers, and just ahead of Tom Brady. Kirk Cousins has had an unbelievable career, but no, not more so than as a businessman in the NFL. Now he winds up with the Raiders, where he's reunited with head coach Clint Kubiak, whom he worked with for 3 years in Minnesota.
It's Madden's Raiders logo, by the way. And Dan, when you think about the way this deal could work out, right? Sure. I mean, Kirk Cousins making all this money, it's good, but it's a team-friendly deal if he can play well and bridge the gap for Fernando Mendoza.
Yeah, it's probably the best thing that the Raiders could have done for Mendoza, outside of maybe the addition of a dynamic playmaker on the outside. Number one, experienced quarterback that you don't have to rush Mendoza. Two, he knows this offense inside and out. And I think that's probably going to be the biggest hurdle for Fernando Mendoza once he gets to the NFL is learning an offense that is going to be very foreign to what he's used to. If you just look at Clint Kubiak, since 2021, this is a big deal, okay? Over half of his team's snaps have been from underneath center. And if you look at who Fernando Mendoza was in college, that's a shocking number. Over 1,000 pass attempts, only 5 of them were from under center. The Kubiak family, Clint's not going to change. He's not going to completely go to a shotgun style as a play caller. So this is a coach that grew up watching his father coach a certain way, stylistic-wise. It's not going to change. And so I think that's going to be a really important thing. It's almost like Caleb Williams and Ben Johnson. Fernando Mendoza is going to have to really get comfortable playing from underneath the center. It will not happen by October. It will not happen by November. And that's why having Kirk Cousins there, allowing Mendoza to get comfortable doing that, is such a big deal.
And Dan, Clint Kubiak this week at the NFL owners' meetings in Phoenix talked about the fact that in a perfect world, he would find a veteran to bring in there to be able to start out the season. They're not looking to rush along Mendoza. They want to be able to take their time. This isn't about Mendoza starting in 2026. This is about Mendoza being the quarterback of the Raiders for the next decade plus. And so they can break him in with a great role model in Kirk Cousins. Some people have said that Mendoza seems like a taller version of Kirk Cousins, and he will be a great role model as the two men work in the same quarterback room moving forward. And obviously with Cousins' relationship with Kubiak, he can help bring Mendoza along, and they can form a great relationship amongst all of them.
Yeah, I've seen some people say, like, I want just a camera to follow those two around in Vegas.
Those
You
meeting
have Hard
rooms?
Knocks. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We'll get to see a lot of interesting things with those two. By the way, Kirk Cousins has taken the third most snaps under center over the last 5 seasons, to your point about just how familiar he is with that. Okay, now to a developing story that we are following in the NFL surrounding Rams wideout Puka Nacua. Adam, what more can you tell us?
Well, Laura, his attorney said yesterday to the California Post that Puka Nacua has been in rehab for a while now and is expected to be there for a while. Puka Nacua has had a handful of off-the-field issues, one related to a New Year's Eve incident where he was accused of allegedly biting a woman who filed a civil lawsuit. There have been other accusations levied against Puka Nacua, and obviously sometime after the Super Bowl, he found himself checking into a rehab clinic in the Malibu area in California, where he currently is housed. And he will be there for a little bit of time. The Rams said their thoughts are with him. They want to make sure that Puka gets his life here on track, straightened out. And obviously, once he does that, then they can move on to the football element of things. There's some football questions pertaining to his contract, his future there. But for the time being, he is in Malibu, and they want to make sure that he gets his life straightened out.
And no player has been targeted more on their route since Puka Nacua made his NFL debut in 2023. The countdown is on, by the way. We're now 21 days away from the draft in Pittsburgh, and the Steelers hold the 21st pick. Could we see Pittsburgh looking at a quarterback there? Some have wondered, but new Steelers head coach Mike McCarthy spoke earlier this week about the big QB questions surrounding Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I'm not going to really get into timelines. So we're in constant communication. Talked to them last night. So we're in a good space, and we'll just continue to work through it. I think the quarterback room is going to be coached the same way, whether he's in there or he's not. It's, you coach to the lead player, because if you're going to build if you take the passing game, if you're truly going to be tied to the discipline and the footwork and the teachings of how that position plays and it's coordinated with the perimeter, they all have to be synchronized. So that part won't change.
I mean, Adam, it all seems like it's pointing toward Aaron Rodgers going back to the Steelers, but what are you hearing? You've talked about this timeline. Let's update everybody on that, as well as just the likelihood that Rodgers returns.
Art Rooney, the president of the Steelers, essentially said this week that they would like an answer before the draft, which is 3 weeks from tonight in Pittsburgh. Now, what's interesting is initially, when the season ended, they thought they might get an answer within 30 days. Then it was supposed to be in mid-March, and now it's supposed to be sometime before the draft. It keeps being pushed back. Unclear why the deadline continues to be pushed, not deadline, but timeline for Aaron Rodgers to give an answer, but there's been no indication that he doesn't want to come back yet. But with Aaron Rodgers, you never know what the actual answer is until you hear it from the man himself. And again, the Steelers are cautiously optimistic that he will return. He will return and take over as the starting quarterback in Pittsburgh under Mike McCarthy. They've been acting like he's going to be back with him and Mike McCarthy speaking regularly now. Why would they be doing that if he weren't coming back? So clearly we're just waiting for an official answer from Aaron Rodgers, but nothing of that sort just yet, Laura.
Yeah, let's live in a world, Dan, where Aaron Rodgers is going back to Pittsburgh, because that's what it seems like. Have they done enough around him offensively to make this be successful? Because it didn't look very good many times last season.
I think personnel-wise, yeah. I think this offense is set up to be a good offense in every area but one, and that one is a question mark. I like the offensive line's a young and improving group. Good backs, addition of Rico Dowdle, obviously the trade for Michael Pittman Jr., still have Freiermuth and DK Metcalf. So I think that perimeter-wise, there's really good players, and I think this is going to be an efficient offense, which is what Aaron wants to be. But my big question mark is how Mike McCarthy will take them to become an explosive offense. You're not going to really win your division. You're not going to matter in the playoffs unless you find ways to be explosive. This is, and Mike McCarthy's word was perfect, synchronized. This will be a synchronized passing game, which will breed efficiency, but it'll be the same offense as last year that at times might be able to create one or two big plays, but not on a consistent basis. And I think that's the question mark. If Aaron's the starter, and I think a lot of us fully expect him to be, with Mike McCarthy, who brings that West Coast passing game timing and rhythm, that's great. But you have to be explosive in the NFL right now from an offensive pass game perspective. I don't believe lining guys up on the outside and saying win one-on-one is something that is sustainable. And that's kind of how Mike McCarthy played in Dallas.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit how they played last year. If they figure out how to be explosive, I think this has got a chance to be a good offense, yes.
By the way, I want to give a shout out to our director, Tim Farrell, who's made Madden's artwork come to life in here. And
Tim's
Tim,
idea.
I need to call you out for a second because I need Dan's single shot again. Can you just go back to that for a second? I love how it says doink right over your head. Madden, did you request that to put the doink right next to your dad's head?
No.
Okay, well, I don't
Man,
blame
a few
you.
words.
Exactly. I mean, he didn't, but there's also a bacon there, so that might be even more
What's the bacon
appropriate.
about, dude?
The
My
bacon's right
favorite
next.
breakfast food.
Mine too. Oh my goodness, we have a lot in common. Here again, we're celebrating World Autism Awareness Day, bringing awareness and inclusion to anyone affected by autism. We're just getting started. Jalen Hurts is facing scrutiny after a disappointing season, but can his new OC be the spark Philly needs? Dan tells us